Hi guys, it is April from Getting Huggo with It. Today I have my July book haul for you. I was very lucky to be sent like an insane amount of thrillers, like so many great thrillers. So I was very lucky to get a bunch of thrillers. And then I've got a whole section that I'll leave probably until the end to talk about some baby books that I got, home stuff as well. It's a mix mash today, but it's gonna be a good one, so let's get into it. So I think I got 14 books in total to chat with you about here. So we'll start with the thrillers because I know plenty of you really enjoy thrillers just like me. It's summer. It like requires thrillers for me. Is anyone else like that? Anyway, I was very kindly sent from HarperCollins Canada a book that you can get now. It came out June 25th, and this is Dear Wife by Kimberly Bell. Kimberly Bell also wrote The Marriage Lie, which I have on my shelves. My mom really liked that one, so I'm hoping that this one will be good. We follow a woman who is on the run. Her husband, I believe, was quite an abusive person. He was very violent with her, and she just gets up and goes. And then we also find out that a couple of 100 miles away, this man, Jeffrey, returns from work to find his wife, Sabine, is missing, and she's taken like nothing with her. It's very suspicious looking. The police get involved, obviously, and it looks like Sabine had planned this, and it's starting to look like something was wrong at home. How are these people linked? I have no idea, but it sounds great. It sounds like a fun ride for summer. So that is Dear Wife. This next one might not be quite a thriller. It's more mystery meets family drama. It's Hideaway by Nicole Lundgren. Penguin Random House Canada sent this my way unsolicited, but it sounds really interesting. This follows a very unhappy woman. She's a mother of two. And she's very controlling in her family, like immensely controlling. And she plays with her children's emotions where she'll pepper them with, praise and then turn on them. And I can't even imagine having a mother like that. Her husband, no surprise, has kind of fallen out of love with her. He's left at some point in this book. It says that in the inside flap, so it's no spoiler. But she really wants him back, and she uses her children, I think, to try and do that. This one comes out on July 9th, and it sounds really fascinating to me. The cover is really cool too. All of these chips from the house are like raised. It just sounds good. It sounds good and also really sad. And a little disturbing. I hope this is not genetic so that the kids don't do this to their kids as well. So we shall see about Hideaway. They also very kindly sent me Inspection by Josh Malerman. Now, you guys know how much I adored Bird Box. It's still my favorite horror. After all this time, Inspection is a dystopian kind of story where you meet these two kids who go to different schools on different sides of a forest. There is Jay, who's a male student in an all-male, I think, boarding school. And then we also meet Kay, who is female and goes to a female school in a boarding school as well. They have never met. They don't know about one another. But they start to suspect that there is life beyond them and beyond their little boarding schools. And so they meet one day in the forest and start to really question what is going on. Now, I've heard that this might actually be a little bit of YA. Is that right? Has anyone else heard that? Because, I mean, I don't usually read YA, and when I think about Josh Malerman, I don't think of YA. But I would really like to read this. I do like Josh Malerman a lot. So fingers crossed that this is a good one for me. Next up, we've got a boatload of Simon and Schuster books. They kindly sent me quite a few books here. Some of them I really wanted, some of them they sent unsolicited. So let's go through. The first one is The Turn of the Key. Now, I nearly said The Turn of the Screw, and there's a reason for that. I believe this might be a Turn of the Screw retelling, which is so exciting to me because that is one of my very favorite ghost stories ever. This follows a woman who finds this ad to become a nanny, like a live-in nanny. It's in the Scottish Highlands, so it's in a remote area. She gets there, the house is like jacked full of like all of this technology. It's very much a smart home. However, it does leave a child dead. The child that she is taking care of is dead. I think we find that out right from the beginning. And she is on trial awaiting her murder trial. Now she knows that she has made mistakes. She's not always been perfect towards this kid that she was taking care of. But she also believes that she is not guilty in any way, shape, or form. There is something about the isolation of this. Obviously, being a nanny, you know, in The Turn of the Screw, it was a governess. And there was something going on with the governess, or maybe not. Maybe there were ghosts. I love that. I'm really looking forward to reading this. This comes out in August 6th. So you have to wait a little bit of time. I will probably not be able to wait to read this, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of getting excited about Ruth Ware. Like, I read her first book, In a Dark, Dark Wood, and did not like it. But lately, it seems like she is writing books that are a bit more gothic in their vibe. The Death of Mrs. Westaway was a bit gothic, I think. And then this one definitely sounds gothic. So I am very excited to read this. They also sent me The Doll Factory by Elizabeth McNeil. This comes out August 13th. Another one you have to wait a little while for. But actually quite a few of you somehow have managed to get your hands on this and have really loved this. I think it might have come out earlier in the UK, so maybe the UK crew have been able to read it early. But this is a thriller, but also historical fiction, which is such a fun little mix to me. It takes place in the 1850s in London. Now, two people meet in Hyde Park, and they're there for the greatest spectacle London has ever seen. And when they meet, for Iris, it really is meaningless. She doesn't even really remember the meeting a couple of seconds later. But for Silas, it becomes an obsession. He collects things, strange and beautiful things. And I believe that he wants to collect Iris and have Iris as part of his collection. It sounds so scary. Doesn't that sound so scary? I really want to read this. It sounds like a lot of fun. I do think that this would be a good book to read in the early autumn. Sounds absolutely wonderful. Now for the 3 books that Simon & Schuster Canada sent my way unsolicited, but they sound like a lot of fun. All thrillers. First up is I'll Never Tell by Catherine Mackenzie. I've actually been wanting to read Catherine Mackenzie because she has so many books out. And if I like her, then I mean, I'll have a whole library collection to go through. So this follows a family, specifically the children in a family. I think there's 4 sisters and an elder brother. They haven't been together at Camp McGraw in about 20 years because a tragic accident happened there. Now, during the Labor Day long weekend, the siblings have to decide what they're going to do with the property now because it's worth millions at this point. But they're reading over their father's will, and there's this shocking condition in there that will compel them to face their past. And I want to know what that is. I like that it's set at camp. This is another good one for summer, I would say. I don't know when this one comes out though. It might already be out. But that is I'll Never Tell by Catherine Mackenzie. Next up is Your Life is Mine by Nathan Ripley. This is about a woman named Blanche. Her father was a notorious killer and also a cult leader, and his name was Chuck Varner. In 1996, when she was just a little girl, he went on a shooting rampage and then turned the gun on himself. Her mother, like she's an adult now, her mother is found murdered. She obviously goes home, back to her childhood home, where I'm sure plenty of disturbing memories are there waiting for her. So she goes home and she finds out that the police are not telling her absolutely everything. She starts to think that the cult is actually reformed, and her mother's murder might have been like the first in what might be many, many, many murders. And it sounds like another killing does occur. So it sounds like a lot of fun. I am, of course, nervous about the whole police part. I'm hoping there aren't actual detectives in here because I just don't like them. Again, I'm not sure when this comes out. It might already be out. So that is Your Life is Mine. The last book that they sent me is The Last Resort by Marissa Stapley. Now this follows a bunch of couples who go to this resort to work on their marriages. Their marriages are not doing so well. The doctors who will be kind of overseeing this whole thing are Doctors Miles and Grace Markle. They run this couples therapy thing at this resort. And the hook is that Miles Markle goes missing, and what has happened to him, I have no idea. It does sound like a lot of fun. This one might be something that I might want to read actually in the winter, when in the winter months in Canada, a lot of people will go to somewhere warm and nice. So this one I might keep for that time of year. But that is The Last Resort by Marissa Stapley. Okay, so now we are going to get into all of the baby-ish books that I received recently. There's also a home decor, home organization book that I got for myself that I'm really excited about. So first up is a book that my mom got me for my baby shower. It's The Fourth Trimester by Kimberly Ann Johnson. And the minute that I opened this, my best friend Sonia was sitting next to me and she's like, oh my god, I nearly got that for you, because she loved it so much. And this is about the fourth trimester, a postpartum guide basically to sorting through all of the emotions and what's going on with your body right after you have a baby. And I really think this is going to help me so much. I'm really looking forward to like dipping in and out of this after the baby comes. I think I want to wait and unless it's like the baby comes late or something. But yeah, it sounds really great. I'm really, really grateful for the fourth trimester. She also got me Breastfeeding Solutions, Quick Tips for the Most Common Nursing Challenges by Nancy Mobacher. Oh, that's so great. She is recognized by the International Lactation Consultant Association, I should say. I recently went to a whole class that was just about breastfeeding from a lactation consultant, and I'm telling you, it was one of the most fascinating classes that I've ever been to. I was writing notes, I stayed late, I asked so many questions. So I'm so excited that I have this to go to when I'm trying to nurse my baby and the struggles that I might face, because it's not perfectly easy. It's natural, yes, but you can run into problems. So I'm very, very happy to have this on hand. And then the next three, I need to be really, really clear. These are not mine. I work at an organization. It's a nonprofit, and it is a wildlife organization. However, I did create a program, kind of an email series for pregnant women, and it's to encourage pregnant women to get outside in nature. Now we are planning on doing kind of round 2 to talk about how to get your baby involved in nature. So from 0 months to 12 months, I was trying to get it done over this like 9-month period. It didn't happen. My work life was just too crazy. So I brought them home. I brought the books that I had bought for the research, that my work had bought for the research of that program. I ended up bringing them home because I'm planning on reading them so that I can help, you know, my own baby. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to try and think of things that could relate to nature. Anyway, I'm going on and on about that, but yes, so the whole point is these are not actually mine. They are totally my works, but I'm going to keep them for the next year or so and work on this. So this is called The Wonder Weeks, was the first one up. And it talks about your baby's development week by week, and the things that you can do with your baby to help them develop, and you can see like where they regress and everything. I really think this is the one that is going to help me the most as a new mom. But I also think I'm going to get quite a few ideas in here, and I might highlight the crap out of this right in it. I don't usually do that with my books, but when I'm researching something, it's helpful. So I got The Wonder Weeks. Let me know in the comments below if you've read this, if you're a mom, and what you thought of it. Because it was hard to decide what development books to get for this research project. I also got Baby's First Year Milestones, which has games and activities based on their development, which I think would be super helpful. And I'm sure that I could look at some of these games and kind of wonder, you know, sort out if I can create like nature related games. I don't know, but I'm eager to read this. And then the last one for that is Active Baby, Healthy Brain. And again, exercises and activities to maximize your child's brain development. But this one is from birth to 5.5 years. So it's much longer. The other two are really focusing on the first year. But this one might really help me if we decide to expand this little project at work. So yeah, I got that one too. And now it's time to talk about the home decor, home organization book that I got for myself that I am over the moon excited about. That is The Home Edit, a guide to organizing and realizing your house goals. The Home Edit, they have an Instagram account that I have been following forever, and it's just gorgeous the way that they organize spaces. Like, they organize celebrity spaces in a way that, like, I don't know if I'll ever have the ability to do it like they do it. But it's just packed with all sorts of ideas, from closets to bathrooms, you know, under the kitchen sink, the kitchen pantry. They've got tons of ideas of how to organize your space, and I am so here for this. I've already flipped through this, but this is the type of book that I want on my shelves to just inspire me, and maybe when I go into nesting mode, this will help me. Or maybe I won't do that at all. Who knows? Yeah, so those are all of the books that I got in July. Quite a few. Let me know in the comments below if you've recently bought any books or were given any books that you're excited about. I'd love to know what they are, and I will talk with you soon. Okay? Bye, guys. No, Libby, I'm using this spot. Go over there.